Hey guys, it's Brick Thunder, and today we're going to be lighting up the yard to look even cooler at night and have a cool dynamic look for Halloween. So big thank you to Govee and OnForU for sending all of these lights that you see here. We're going to be using these today to make the house fully lit up, and we're actually going to make these ones right here go along the house like you see here, and that will be part of the opening ceremony. And then today I'll be showing you guys how to use these in a cool way to make a dynamic lighting set for all of the props. So starting here with the graveyard, I have Govee's lights on the ground here, and they are fully staked in and put. So I have one right here on the werewolf, another one for the werewolf, and then I've lined the sides of the graveyard for the rest of them. I also have one on the archway over there, and then one over here. But like I said, the rest are all lined up against the borders of the graveyard, and all of them will be different colors at night. I'm not sure exactly what colors yet. I'll probably go with something kind of like last year with blues, greens, and purples. But usually what I try to do is keep these ones all the same colors as these ones parallel to them. But that's how it's looking so far. We will see it at night later. Alright, so last year in this section we had flags leading up down this path to the backyard. This time we are going to use Govee's in-ground lights, which I think is awesome. This is a super smart concept that I have not seen before, and they'll be used as pathway markers. So one on each side of the path, and they will light up at night, showing people what way to go. They're also multicolor and app controlled, so we will make them look cool too. It's not just going to be white lights. They'll probably be more rainbow. Alright, so these are now staked into the ground, and they're on a rainbow mode right now. And it's kind of like a just flowing rainbow, which I think will look really cool, especially for clowns. So they mark the path right here, and then they stop right here for the archway clown. Okay, so last year in this section, we didn't really have anything marking the way. So this time I have the same in-ground lights making another path. This one will probably be more yellow instead of the rainbow because it just makes more sense back here. But this is the ending of the haunt, and they'll follow that path out. Alright, so to do the highlights on the house, because all of this area will have lights, we actually rented a 34-foot lift right here. So we can get right up to the top of the house and get all the lights on. So I think this will be a fun time. We will record all of this, and I'll show you guys the result after we're done, because I'm excited to see how it will look. Okay, so quickly, here's a time lapse of us installing the lights on the first peak. This is the easiest peak to access because it is the shortest. But next, I'm going to show you guys a more detailed version of how we install these on the tallest peak. Alright, so we are up about 30 feet now. This is the tallest peak. So we're starting right here, and we're going to go down and back from there. But over here, I'm going to show you guys how these are installed. So basically, they have an adhesive on the back. They're just going to stick on there. And then with the first one and a few others, they actually include screw-on connectors, which will hold it in place much tighter than the adhesive. So even if they start blowing around or anything, they're not going to come out because they are screwed in. So that's what the first one looks like right there. And this is the piece that we screw in, and then they will be sturdy right there. And then basically we just continue that. We're gonna wire this up, and they all connect to each other. So we'll wire this up to the ones that go over there and the ones that go across this. So a few of them will be screwed in, and then the rest will use the adhesive. So now we're gonna drill into the roof here for the screw-in one. Starting with the first one, that first one has to be screwed in, and then I believe it's the 5th one and the 9th one that they recommend after that. And that's for each strand. Each strand is around 15 feet, and you're going to want the 1st, 5th, and 9th of each strand. So this one is now piloted, so now we are going to screw the first one in like that. So now this one is tight on there. It's not just the glue holding it on, it is a screw as well. Okay, so now that we're on the second one, we don't have to screw this one in. All we do is peel it off and stick it in place on the roof. And it's really strong adhesive, so it'll just stay like that. Alright, so we now have all of Govee's house lights installed onto the house, and I think it's looking awesome. It's not quite dark enough yet, to see the true result, but I will be showing that in a bit once we have all the other lights out as well. They're all app controlled, so right now we just have it on some random colors of the rainbow right here, but we will be making it go with the yard. So it's looking awesome, but next we'll see it in the dark. All right, so we're now in the backyard, and here is what's going to be the fun house. So the first step we're gonna take with the fun house is using Govee's string lights around here. They're fully app controlled, and we will probably have them do some pretty cool stuff in here. So first we're gonna hang them all around this section, and then we're gonna be using a black light for some things inside. All right, so we have a wire around the top, and here we clipped it on like this. There's just little clips that go on the wire like that, and each one will be clipped on. All right, so all of the LEDs are clipped on now. So it's all strung around it, and now let's see it in the dark. All right, so this is the finished product here. So it looks awesome. They're all just going crazy right now. We don't have a certain path or anything, but I think this looks awesome, especially once all the mirrors are in. These walls are all gonna be mirrors right here, so it'll be reflecting all over the room and look really crazy. So the next thing here is actually adding those blacklight features, which will be a mirrored floor to ceiling look with blacklight tape, so it will look even crazier. All right, so now we're using OnForU's blacklight on these UV tapes, and these are gonna look awesome. We are gonna make a pattern with it, but right now I'm just displaying how they look separately. They glow very bright, and we can step on them here. So these will be on the floor and ceiling with OnForU's blacklight on both. So they'll all be glowing in a really cool pattern on the inside of the funhouse. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna show at night here are the OnForU floodlights. These things are amazing. These are very, very bright, way brighter than any other ones we've used before. And as you can see, 2 of them lights up this entire area. So super impressed with these. The multicolor looks great. I have one green, one blue right here. The shading looks a bit different on video, but I think it still looks awesome, especially in person. All right, next thing here is the graveyard. This is fully lit up with Govee's 12-watt floodlights. I think this turned out awesome. I have a few different colors in here. Red for the entrance, blue, green, and purple for the pillars and tombs. And I think this turned out awesome. It's pretty much fully lit up now other than some fencing. And that is using 6 for the inside and then a few for the outside rim here. I also have 2 of them over here on the wolf, just a yellow and red, which goes nice with his colors because he has yellow and red for his lights. So I think that worked really well. So next we have the 2 pathways. This is the ending pathway, and this is all just a yellow glow. I think this turned out awesome. It curves to show people the path to the candy and info section, and that's coming right out of the 2 12-foot curtain. Don't have the curtain up just yet, but the curtain will be in between them. You'll walk out and follow this path. Next, we have the clown walkway. This is leading from the ending of the garage haunt to the backyard with the circus, and I think this looks amazing. We have a rainbow flow effect on both sides, pretty much fully synced up. We can sync them a bit better, but right now they are looking like this, and I think it turned out awesome. They are both sides of the path, and they're just gonna follow this to the looming clown archway, which is gonna be at the end there. And finally, we have Govee's permanent house lights. These things look amazing. They're fully along the entire roof of the house, and we did that with the full machine I showed you guys earlier, and this turned out so cool. We have some mixed lighting right now, mostly oranges and purples, with some whiter lights as well, but I think this is a perfect color setting, especially with this section. It works great with Deadly Creeper and the countdown being orange, and then over in this section, it goes up the house very nicely and works with Phantom's coloring and the other floodlights as well. And I think that looks awesome. The way the colors switch also looks great with the orange and purple. And it kind of flows around the house as well slowly, which I think is cool instead of just a static lighting. All right, so there it was, the 2022 lighting haunt build. Again, big thank you to Govee and OnForU for sending me all of these awesome lights. They look amazing on the house, and definitely expect some more haunt builds soon. We're getting very, very close to Halloween now, so more to come for sure. All right, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.